Hi everyone, and welcome to another pick a card reading. This one on the subject of what your spirit guides want you to know right now. And before I continue with this, I want everyone to know that wherever you are in your life, whatever you're doing right now, however you think your life is working out, and whatever hand you feel you've been dealt, however empowered or disempowered you may feel, whether you feel you're in a powerful position of being able to manifest and attract what you want, or whether you feel a little bit lost, whether you feel a bit confused, whether you're searching for answers, or whether you're reasonably contented right now. I want everyone to know right now that all our spirit guides are ever thinking about us is that we are doing amazingly well. Just the fact that we are here at this incredible pivotal time in the Earth's evolution means that we are pretty amazing beings on a pretty amazing mission, doing pretty amazing, spectacular, incredible work. So I want everyone to know before I get into this reading that you're doing amazingly. You are amazing. Well done. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy your reading. You can find your reading by, once again, meditating, closing your eyes, or just simply choosing in advance where your reading will be, number 1, 2, or 3 pile, and just go straight ahead to your reading. And I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so pile number 1. Pile number 1. One of the first things for you to think about at this time is that you need at this moment. In fact, I feel that message at the beginning, go back and listen if you haven't yet, that message at the beginning was very much for you, because I feel you sometimes doubt yourself. You sometimes doubt your journey. You sometimes wonder what it's all about, where it's all leading to, how it's all going to make sense, how you're going to make sense of it all. And your guides want you to know that there is a divine plan, and you just need to surrender to the journey. The journey may be interesting, it may be complex, it may seem to have lots of twists and turns, but ultimately it's leading you to the perfect place. And one of the things your spirit guides want you to know right now is they want you to release control a little bit and help them to take the wheel. Help them, ask them. Ask them to take the wheel. Ask them to guide you really strongly. Ask them to show you really clearly what's for your highest good and what you need to know, what you most need to know. So this reading obviously is going to show you something, because under the law of synchronicity, you've been guided to this message at this particular time because there's something here that you need to hear. But you need to also ask to have an ongoing dialogue, a daily, ongoing, moment by moment conversation with your guides that will help you to become more centered and more secure within yourself and within your decision making. I feel you might be overthinking things a little bit, and your guides want you to stop overthinking and focus on what you love to do and let that guide you. What's your next greatest excitement in this moment? What do you really feel drawn to doing right now? Don't overcomplicate it just because you've been through some challenges in the past. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not saying just as if it means nothing. I'm saying simply because you've been through challenges in the past, that does not mean that things are always going to be challenging and it's going to remain the same. So there's a bright new day ahead of you at this point, pile number 1, group, because you've come through the worst. The worst is behind you. There are positive experiences waiting to open up to you in this next period of time. So I would say between now and the end of the year, it's going to be a very special time for you. You've also got music for manifesting. So you could actually be experimenting with manifestation. You could be experimenting with using music for manifestation. You could be chanting. You could be using meditation music to get into a very deep meditation or meditative state where you can visualize more clearly. You might be using singing bowls as a way of raising your vibration so that you can get into the alignment, the right frequency, the same frequency as the things, the positive, high vibratory things you're trying to attract. You need to keep your vibration high, keep keep raising your vibration every day by doing things you love. You need to visualize what you want and chant, hum, sing, or play music at the same time. Music for manifesting is going to be a very important part of your journey forward. So if you also happen to be a musician or a singer, bear that in mind when you're thinking about where you'd like to go, what your musical goals are, what your goals are for sharing your gift. You know, it's very easy for you in a way, because it sounds like a cliche, but when you're rehearsing, you can visualize yourself in front of a huge crowd. You can imagine that you're in your ideal venue playing or singing to the crowd. You know, close your eyes and just imagine that they're there. Feel that sense of completion within yourself, of satisfaction, soul satisfaction, that you are actually doing the work that you came here to do. And if you are a sound healing practitioner, when you're using your singing bowls or your instruments, other instruments, chiming instruments, bells, whatever it is, drumming that you use, close your eyes and visualize the group that you'd like to have around you in a workshop setting. How big is that group? If you're not seeing those numbers at the moment, visualize the room absolutely full of people if that's how you like to work, or visualize yourself doing that work on a stage in front of a huge crowd of people who are gaining benefit from it, who are healing, who are ascending, who are raising their vibration because of the work that you're doing. Don't simply sit in a room practicing. Use that as a part of your visualization. And if you haven't been practicing, rehearsing, preparing, whatever, then this is a message to you from your guides that that would be a good idea. It may not seem necessary to you. You might feel very accomplished in what you do. You might feel you want to do it spontaneously in the moment as the people are arriving or around you or in situ. But this is a message that's saying, use whatever it is, that creative gift that you do, as a tool to manifest. And in order to do that, you must schedule in regular rehearsal or practice time, just you on your own, playing your instruments or singing your songs and visualizing the situation and context around you that you would most like to be experiencing. That's really important. And if you're not a musician and you're not interested in creating music or using music for healing in any way, then this could simply be a question of you needing to listen to music more while you're doing your scripting work or you're visualizing or any other manifestation exercises, because music helps to raise your vibration. And if you're concerned that you're not raising your vibration enough and not managing to keep a positive mindset and stay in the right frequency, music can help to do that. It can help you to shake off the cobwebs. It can help you to come back into a place of higher expectation and positivity and joy. You're also being asked, group number one, pile number one, to explore your options. It's time for you to look at other possibilities. So if you've been stuck in your life in general, or in your work, or even in love, it's time for you to start exploring options and possibilities. So let's say it is that you're not meeting anyone, that you've been trying all the dating apps, or you've been trying to socialize. It's time for you to try something new, explore other possibilities. If you're completely happy in a relationship, maybe it's time for you and your partner to experiment with other ways of dating, having adventures together, just having different kinds of experiences that will shake things up a little bit. You also have some great cards, though, for home life and for family life, things of that nature. It could be that a lot of healing is happening at the moment in your family life. It could be that there's healing happening in your home. It could be that you've recently moved home and that you're getting used to the new situation, the new environment. But it does look happy. It looks like a happy outcome. And it does look as if it's going to turn out to be for the best in the long term. So your spirit guides want you to not worry so much about that, and to also, release control regarding that. So if you've had to move home a few times, a number of times, or if there's anything in your home area that you're not that sure about, you've had challenges, Your guides want you to know that they are on the case, that they are seeing everything that's going on around you, and that they are here to help you. You need to call on them and ask for help. You've got the magician looking at the tarot that I've selected for you. So you can manifest anything at this time. And again, that connects with the music for manifesting. You've got so much manifesting energy and positivity around you, pile number one, that, it would not surprise me if this wasn't a perfect time for you to manifesting something really big. But I feel that you need to get really clear about what it is you want, because it may be that you're just sort of trudging along working, and you sort of know that, yes, you'd like to have more money, more freedom. Maybe you'd like to have more followers on your social media accounts, but you're not being very specific, and maybe your goals are not big enough and not specific enough. So sit down and ask yourself and get really clear about what it is you really want. It could just be that you're having such a nice time in your new environment, or with your new relationships, new burgeoning harmony that's around you, that you're not really thinking in terms of ambition so much, and that's absolutely fine. But I do feel that the time will come again for you to start looking outward. You could be just gathering your strength right now, feeling that it's not quite the right time for you to be ambitious, that you're actually just getting used to new circumstances, that you've been through a lot of upheaval, and you want to give yourself the time to recover, to regroup, to recuperate. So maybe you're not feeling it's the right time to take action or to have big dreams. So be patient with yourself, because you'll know absolutely when it's the right time to get focused again, and to take your power back over any circumstances that may have felt limiting in the past, that may have felt as if they've held you back. This could be a work structure that doesn't work for you anymore. Maybe you need to re-envision this structure. It could be anything. It could be something in your home life, or in your situation or your environment that isn't helping or supporting your growth and your movement forward, even though it's very supportive and wonderful in other ways. It could be that you need to set new boundaries, that you need to move on from this way of looking at things, restructure your time, have others in your home restructure their time, so that you know where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing, and how you're supposed to be doing it, and that you're free to do it. You have the free mental, emotional, and physical space to do what you need to do. So it could be about structure, and organization that allows you to take your power back, to remember who you are, to remember what you came here to do, and to get focused and enthusiastic about it again. There's a lot of joy and a lot of happiness coming into your life, pile number one. A lot to be thankful for, a lot of lovely things coming. I feel the rest of the year, it is going to feel a little bit like a wrapping up of some of the things you've learned. You seem to have learned a lot this year. You seem to have been on quite a big journey. You have the counselor card from the Archangel Oracle. So it could be that you've had some kind of counseling or therapy, or you've just been doing the work on yourself, and you've come a long way. Maybe you have a mentor, maybe you have a coach, maybe you have a teacher who helps you to work through certain issues. And maybe you're beginning to come to a really amazing depth of spiritual understanding as a result of that. And this spiritual understanding is actually bringing you a lot of peace, a lot of happiness, a lot of delight, where you are less impatient with yourself and less frustrated, and more happier to just indulge yourself in some of the things that you enjoy, some of the simple pleasures in life. Maybe you're beginning to open your heart more to those simple pleasures, and you're finding yourself much more able to live in the moment, and embrace the moment, and to believe that each moment is magical and each moment is sacred. And your guides want you to know that they are there within every moment. They exist within every moment, within every breath. So therefore, how could every moment not be sacred and special. Sometimes we run around in life trying to find something that's exciting or meaningful, or that means that we've conquered a big goal, or we've reached a new height of achievement, a new pinnacle of success. But actually, sometimes the really meaningful and truly exciting and magical things are already right there in our hearts, in our lives. The ability to love someone, the ability to just be with someone, to be still with ourselves as well. So if you have love in your life, that's going to be really important to you at the moment as well. I feel you turning towards someone and just enjoying them a lot more. I also feel you turning inwards and turning towards yourself, and showing appreciation, gratitude and appreciation towards yourself for how far you've come in life, the journey that you've been on, and being, less hard on yourself. I feel that you're going to be able to enjoy the next few months a lot more because of this shift in attitude. It feels as if you will, once you emerge from this period of reflection and regrouping, it feels as if you will be taking on something new, and it looks very exciting. It feels very exciting, and your guides want you to know that yes, the inspirations and the ideas that you're having right now, the insights, are guided and they are correct. You are receiving and seeing and sensing them correctly. So before you do this next push, I'm hearing, give yourself all the time you need to prepare and to be really ready to just jump in when it's time for you to start taking action again. And if you are asking about love, if you're single and you're looking for love, let's have a quick look and see whether there's a message, a love message for you. Just bear with me a second. So for group number one, pile number one, what message do we have for pile number one, singles? For pile number ones who are single, what do we have? Okay, let's have a look. Pile number one. If you're single, you could find yourself meeting someone quite soon and falling very quickly. Love could happen very fast, and it could be partly because you haven't spent that much time focusing on love. You've been focusing very much on other things, on your own spiritual growth and development. And, when someone comes along, it could just take you by surprise and take your breath away because you might have been alone for a while. Just understand that sometimes we do need to go through challenging things, and when we come out the other side, we can actually, if we're guided and if we're really tuned in spiritually, we don't shut down. We don't shut down after heartbreak. It can actually make us even more open. So take care of your vulnerabilities and enjoy the lovely things to come, but also be calm, be measured, be reasonable. I know love has no reason, but just take your time getting to know someone new, and you will have lots to look forward to in that sense as well, because love is a real gift, and that gift is waiting to open up in your life, and it will take you by surprise. Okay, that's it. Pile number one. I hope you enjoyed that message, those messages from the cards and from your spirit guides. Take care. If you'd like to book a reading with me, also, all the links are below the video. Also, there's my new Instagram channel, which is starting to grow. I'd love your support there. I'd love it if you comment. It'd be great if you were to share the video with someone who needs it, or like the video, or anything else. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. This channel, oh my goodness, let's make something happen with this channel. If not, then hopefully I'll see you in a reading or a mentoring session or something like that. All right, take care. Bye. Speak to you soon. Okay, pile number two, what your spirit guides want you to know is that you, first of all, they really want you to know that you are protected, that you are cherished, that you are loved. So this group, if you've had anything going on in your life that's making you feel unloved, that's making you feel as if you're not really appreciated. You're not fully appreciated. This is a message from the angels and from your guides that you absolutely are. You have two cards actually saying that you're protected. So there could be something in your life, a situation that you're not sure about, or where you feel as if you've been attacked, you've been under attack consistently, or where you just feel that you're becoming extremely sensitive and there's an extra need for you to protect your energy. And your guides, and especially Archangel Michael, want you to know that they are with you constantly, that you are safe. You are safe, that you can proceed with confidence in your life, that you are loved, that you are cherished, that you and all of your dreams are held in a circle of light, a circle of love, and a circle of protection, and all is well. This group, you will do very well using water, because you also have cleansing water. Water is a great purifier. Drinking lemon water can be amazing. It can help to purify the energy field. Also, getting into water, spending loads of time in the shower can be amazing. Visualizing, drawing Reiki symbols over the shower head, visualizing the water filled with light. There are lots of ways that you can use water to cleanse and clear your energy field. And I really feel you need this at the moment. And one of the reasons that you need this, pile number 2, is because you have a lot of opportunities that are wanting to open up to you and wanting to come into your life. But there are sometimes doubts and fears that well up within you that actually throw you off or stop you from leaping at these opportunities. I actually feel some of this is coming from outside of you. Some of it's external, some of it's internal. Yeah, so some of this is your own doubts and fears, and some of this is from picking up on energies around you of people who are not necessarily trying to limit you, but who are maybe just in that limited mindset themselves. And these attitudes tend to sort of rub off on us if we're not careful, that we can start absorbing the fears and the insecurities and the doubts of others who we come into close proximity with every day. It could just be a cultural thing. It could just be in the general culture around us that, everyone's talking about how difficult things are at the moment, and the economy and the cost of living and all of that. And if you start to focus on that too much, then it can take you out of your power to manifest what you truly desire. When you start focusing on the reality, let's put that in quotes, that's around you currently. So set your sights higher, group number 2, pile number 2, because you are being asked to break free of any negative mindsets that could be holding you back, and use water, use crystals, use all those cleansing rituals that you need to use to keep your energy clear and to make sure that the thoughts in your head are actually your own thoughts. So you need to really keep your energy clean and vibrant at the moment. And if there is any inner work that you need to do, if there are any inner doubts and limitations and toxins, mental toxins that are keeping you from moving forward, this could be a good time to start working on those, because there is new abundance wanting to come in, but it seems to be held up. And a part of the reason that it seems to be held up is because you seem to be very stuck in your ways in some ways, holding on to an old way of doing things, holding on to an old system of working, something that keeps you in a very small and limited mindset. Whereas there are lots of other things or ways of working that are trying to show themselves to you, but you're just deleting them. You're not seeing them because of the consciousness that you're at the moment. So you could have a complete change of mindset. This is one of the things that we say in NLP, that we tend to delete, distort, and generalize. So in other words, you will either misunderstand or misinterpret things that people are saying, when they're offering you opportunities, or you'll think, oh, that person doesn't like me, rather than saying, oh yes, I can do that job easily. Or so that's how you'll distort things. Or you'll think, oh, that job doesn't look as if it's going to pay me as well as what I'm doing, or that doesn't look so much fun. And because of that, you won't see the opportunity that's there, or you'll delete it. something will appear, but you'll forget it. Something will happen. The doorbell will go, or you'll remember that it's time to put the laundry out, or something will happen that will just delete that from your mind completely. You just won't see it, or it will be in an email and you just somehow won't notice the email. So that's how we delete. So we delete, we distort, delete, and generalize, oh, I could never get a job like that. We generalize, they don't employ people like me. They always, if you find yourself saying they always blah, 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 or they never blah, 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 then you're generalizing. So you're doing a lot of that. Your mind is playing a lot of tricks on you, group number 2, and they are stopping you from moving ahead and grabbing opportunities, making things happen. You're very intelligent, group number 2, and sometimes your intelligence gets in the way because you can overthink things, and your intelligence is there to help you. It should be helping you to capitalize on these opportunities. And when you get these opportunities, you should be able to use your intelligence in the new roles, the new positions, or the new the new ventures that you have access to. But you need to break free. You need to break free, and you need to start thinking bigger in general, group number 2, because there's something that you're doing or some way of doing it that's actually stopping you from seeing the bigger picture. You need to see the bigger picture, and you need to increase your standards and your expectations a lot more. You've the 2 of Cups here, which talks about love, partnerships, divine partnerships. And you have next to that a card that says that your prayers are being answered. So if you are single, it's possible that you are just currently entering or about to enter a divine partnership. It could be with someone that's not your usual type. It could be someone that you weren't expecting to get involved with. It could be someone that you already know, someone that you work with, you collaborate with, someone in your social circle, someone that you know of, someone that you've watched, that you've seen, but you haven't been able to get close to before, or you haven't thought of them in that way. I see that changing very soon, and I see you being able to get a lot closer than you thought, than you expected to. And this will feel like the answer to a prayer, because if you're single and if you've been alone for quite a long time, you could have been actually trying to manifest someone very much like this person. Even though they're not your usual type in some ways, they could fit a lot of the things on your list. And if you are in a partnership, if you are with someone, this could be a real coming together, a real meeting of minds with the person that you're already with. You could also find that there is a meeting of minds in the sense of someone that you're collaborating with, a colleague, someone that you're working with. So look out for that. You also have the angels of healing working with you, group number 2, and your guides want you to know that if you've had some kind of upset, I feel with this group, there's something connected to anxiety or a fear of going forward. And I feel as if I'm picking that up in the stomach area. And your guides want you to know that you can overcome a lot of these symptoms that you're having. Again, I'm not giving medical advice here, but it feels as if a lot of the things that you've been experiencing in your body are connected to fear and anxiety. So it feels as if there are some anxieties and fears in this group about moving forward, but it could be that there are fears and anxieties about finances, because you also have the prosperity card, and it could be that you have fears and anxieties about moving forward because you're not sure that there's going to be enough money there to support you in going after what you really want to do. But you're being asked to nurture yourself, and you're being asked to nurture yourself well enough so that you can overcome the fears that are to do with taking new opportunities that might seem a bit scary at first. Because if you answer the call and you take these opportunities, they will lead to greater prosperity. The problem is, you don't know how to nurture yourself through the fear. What you don't realize is that everyone feels fear. The people you see, I keep repeating this, the people you see who are really successful, doing really amazing things, who you think, oh, they must be so courageous, they are all terrified. They are all scared, but they do it anyway. You know, it's like that book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. They take action anyway. It's not that they don't have fear, it's that they have fear, but they know how to nurture themselves through it and they know how to overcome it. And that's what you need to do at the moment, group number 2. Whatever it is that you need to do, you know, do it. Do you need to have a nap in the afternoon? Do you need to say yes to that new opportunity and then have a nap? Do you need to say yes to that new opportunity and then go out dancing and dance all that anxiety out of your body? Do you need to say yes to that new opportunity and then go and have, you know, some kind of a treatment, or go for a swim, or go and do yoga? Whatever it is that you need to do, or go and meditate, or go and chant, talk to your guides. Yes, the guides are coming in quite strongly now, and they're saying that some of you who are afraid of taking these leaps are in your spiritual work, your work as a spiritual service provider, and you are not answering the call, and the time is now. And they're saying, what do you think we're here for? Why do you think we would be so adept at connecting with you and helping you to give counsel to others, and yet be unable to give you that same encouragement and counsel and reassurance when you need it the most? So say yes to that next opportunity, and then call on your guides to give you the courage and the comfort and the inspiration that you need. Say yes, people, say yes. It's time. The time is now. You're needed. Your work is needed in the world. Your voice is needed in the world. If you've recently made a big step towards moving more onto a spiritual path and expressing more of your spirituality, your guides want to congratulate you on that. It could be that you've taken up a new course, that you've decided to work with a new mentor or teacher. It could simply be that you've decided that you're already qualified, trained, talented, but you haven't been using your gifts. It could just be that you've decided to start a YouTube channel or start some other social media channel and reach out to people. It could be that you've decided to start going out and giving readings to people, or you've decided to take on a new course of training to do your Reiki practitionership, or whatever it is. Your guides are congratulating you if you've taken a step towards this wide open road of spiritual development, progression, and service to others, because the way is definitely open right now for anyone who wants to step onto that path, and your services are very needed. Your guides also want you to know, if you're stuck in a job that does not satisfy you, or you're stuck in a living situation that brings you down, or you're stuck anywhere that feels limited, uncomfortable, or that's making you just feel trapped, your guides want you to know that you are not trapped, that all you need to do is spend enough time in meditation and contemplation, and the answers will start coming through to you. The solutions will start to appear. They may not come through to you in the way that you expect them to. So in other words, a lot of people I know find it very difficult to connect with guides and hear the guidance that they give on their behalf, because they're too invested. They can't get themselves out of the way. They get an answer from the guides and they question it. They second guess themselves. It can't be right. It can't be that. I wanted the other thing. And what your guides are saying is, well, then choose the other thing, because if nothing else, that is showing you what you really want. Because remember, you ultimately have free will. Your guides are here just to support your journey, to love you, to offer you reassurance, and to just keep you inspired and to guide your spiritual evolution in this lifetime. They're not going to tell you how to live your life. So if you're trying to find answers, if you're trying to find a way out of a challenging situation, don't even call it meditation, because if we put too much investment in meditating to connect with my guides to get an answer, that can actually set up a barrier, a block. So just call it just sitting in silence. Just going to sit in silence, sit quietly, and see what comes through from my higher self. Don't even call it your higher self, because even that sets up an expectation. What if it's not my higher self? What if it's not really, all of that? Just let go of all of that and just sit quietly and allow some wisdom, some solution, something to come up from the depths of your being that you weren't able to see before, because you're too busy rushing. We're always rushing, doing, thinking. And it's not always the most productive kind of thinking, because that kind of thinking is just survivalist thinking. If you step away from that and step off the hamster wheel for a while, you'll start to get the inspired kind of thinking coming through. And that's the thinking that will lead you onto a path of success and freedom and liberation and ultimately greater prosperity. And that's it for you, group number 2, pile number 2. That is very, very, very exciting. I'm going to do a quick look at your love prospects as well, because this is something that was requested by one of my students. So I'm just going to try to include it. It's an experiment to see how this goes for each pile. So if you're single and looking for love, pile number 2, let's see what you have. Well, first of all, I've just heard, just, take it very calmly. Count on yourself, first of all. Count on yourself, and you can count on anyone, because what that means is if you trust yourself, then you can overcome any challenges. If someone lets you down or disappoints your expectations in some way, you still have yourself. So that's the message from the guides. Let's see what the cards say. The cards are saying that you have plenty of love in your life already. Celebrate the love that you have with those around you, those who already matter a great deal to you, whether that's friends, family members, whether that's, anyone at all that you're close to. But you also have a surprise coming in, romantic surprises on the horizon. Be open to them. Also, another card says love can be blind. Ensure you're not overlooking red flags. So, if there is someone sort of hovering on the periphery of your life, but you're not sure, then, stay aware. But this unseen card, this can also mean that there's someone in your environment that you're not seeing that way, and they have the potential to be a really lovely possibility for you. Look to your dreams, because your dreams are trying to tell you things. And you're not always seeing the answers. Okay, so stay in a place of hopefulness and optimism, and make sure that you're getting out enough, that you are socializing, you are meeting people. Okay, and if you are in a relationship, if you are with someone, let's see what are the guides saying to you. The guides are saying make time for meaningful interactions. That's what I'm hearing channeled. Make time for meaningful interactions. It's great that you go out for a walk. It's great that you do your meditation and your yoga or whatever it is, but make time to just take your partner's hand and go for a walk with them for no particular reason, for no particular purpose. You're not managing the household. Neither of you is working. There's nothing in particular that you need to do or aim to achieve. You're just going out together just for a walk, just holding hands, walking, talking, and enjoying the simple pleasure of being together. You may also need to put boundaries in place. You may be in a partnership that sometimes challenges your boundaries. So just be clear about what's important to you, and let your partner know lovingly what's important to you and why you need to put certain boundaries in place. That's it, pile number 2. Have a fantastic time ahead. This isn't for any particular time period. If you'd like to work with me, please contact me. All the links are below. I do readings, energy clearing, I do remote healing sessions, mentoring. I teach people how to connect with their guides. I also work as a coach. I've helped people to have some amazing results in their work, in their lives, family lives, in their love lives. People have gotten married. People have gotten into positions of that are so powerful they can't even discuss their jobs with me anymore. So, had some amazing results using all the tools that I have, using NLP, theta healing, and angel healing. Working with the guides, looking at people's patterns, helping them to clear them and release them. And so all of that is possible. If you'd like to work with me, the links are below. And if you'd like to support the channel for these readings, I would love that too. You can do that just by leaving a comment, by liking, or by sharing the video. I would really, really appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. These things all make a big difference. Thank you. Okay, bye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. So pile number 3, one of the things, excuse me, one of the messages on your cards is that there's someone you need to clear the air with. There's something you need to clear the air about. This could be something to do with a family situation. It could be a work situation. It could be to do with a loved one, a lover. It could be to do with a partner, a marriage partner. It feels as if this is a time when your light is shining brightly, when you are being called to move ahead quite strongly on a path that means a great deal to you. However, there's something that you need to clear up with someone. There's somewhere that you need to heal something in your life so that you can go forward with integrity as, someone who really feels that they have dealt with everything, that they've really, that they are walking the talk, that they are really being true to themselves, if nothing else, and that they can work so that they can work in a high vibration of love and of being truly complete within themselves. So don't leave anything unsaid or undone. It might be important, might be that there's something important for you to say to someone. It could be that by speaking to someone, you will be able to patch things up or improve things between you. It may be that this doesn't work out the way that you want it to, but at least it will be healed in some way. And so if this is to do with a relationship and something has sort of gone a little bit awry, then this is definitely saying that you need to have a conversation. For some reason, you need to have a conversation. You need to get out of your comfort zone, possibly, or, move away from being, I don't know if stubborn is the right word, but you might have made a decision about this, that you're not going to be the person to come forward, but you could be wrong in that. It could be that you are the person who needs to come forward. It could be that you are the person that's caused some of this not conflict, but this distance. And even if you're not at fault, don't you want to get the answers? You need to get the answers. You need to hear, and it's going to be for your highest good and for the highest good of everyone involved to get the answers to this problem and find out what's going on. And if this doesn't apply to you, then just make sure that you have cleared the air with everyone in your life regarding what you want to do going forward, how you want to live, how you would like things to be. Because I do feel there is something with this pile that needs to be resolved in some way in order for you to go forward. Because I feel that you have unanswered questions. I feel you need to get closure about something. And I feel that your guides are guiding you to be proactive about that. You're also being asked to put your creative energy into action. So you could be someone who is very creative, and you need to start applying yourself to your creativity in some way. It might be that you need to increase your knowledge as well. So maybe you need to have lessons in an instrument that you play, or maybe you need to have a coach for your writing, or maybe you need to go to a school to help, the art college, or whatever it is that you do. It could be that you need to increase your awareness of how to do it better, how to improve it, how to just fix a few little bits and pieces, a few little gaps in your knowledge in order to make it even better. It feels as if you could also be thinking about education in other areas, not just creative education, but in areas that could bring you opportunities in the future, more opportunities to work in different areas, maybe opportunities to work and travel. You're looking for deeper insights and deeper understandings, this pile, and your guides want you to know that they are coming, and it could be that they will come to you as a result of increasing your knowledge. So maybe you're going to be increasing your spiritual knowledge, increasing your knowledge of how to connect with your guides, increasing your knowledge of how to connect with the deeper parts of yourself. But one way or another, education brings opportunities. So it might be time to take a course or pick up a book or find a mentor to teach you what your soul is longing to learn about, what your soul is longing to know. I also see you looking for these insights about your life that you're looking for, but doing it in a very mental way, a very cerebral way. And perhaps what you need to do is to get more creative about that as well. Perhaps you need to just connect with what you're really passionate about. What is it that brings you alive? What is it that makes you feel really good about waking up every day? What is it that you find exciting and thrilling? And what is it that warms your heart and allows you to spread warmth to others? This is what you need to concentrate on, because it feels as if you've been being very sensible and capable about what you need to do to make your life work and make things work in general. And you do have a lot of creative energy, but you are using more of your mental energy at the moment to solve problems. And it could be that your guides want you to know that this isn't necessarily the way, because what's actually happening is that you're working incredibly hard and you seem to be having to save incredibly hard as well. So in other words, you're working very hard and having to tighten your belt, which tells me that you're working too hard for too little. So it could be that if you were to break out of this mindset and you were to expand your thinking and expand your efforts into more creative endeavors and creative areas and ventures, you might find that not only are you more fulfilled and happy and excited each day, but that they also end up paying you a lot more, that you're actually in a little bit of a smaller mindset at the moment, and that just using your creativity rather than making you a starving artist or an impoverished person, if you think it through in the right way, you apply your creative thinking to how can I indulge more in my creativity and earn a living from it. If you think creatively about your creativity, you could end up attracting a lot more abundance, but not just abundance, also a great deal of happiness, because you have also, oh my goodness, some gorgeous cards coming up around what happens beyond. If you stop thinking in this limited way, thinking rather than feeling, if you start feeling instead, you could feel your way into a whole new exciting adventure that involves not just greater abundance and creativity and excitement, but also joy and love and connection and marriage and, all of these things. If you're already married, then it could mean that this is going to add some extra magic to your marriage. The fact that you become more happy, more fulfilled, even if you're not married, if you're in a partnership, if you're in a relationship and you feel as if there's been some stagnation, maybe the stagnation isn't in the relationship. Maybe the stagnation is in the fact that you haven't been feeling creatively fulfilled and satisfied. And when that starts to happen, it brings much more joy and happiness back into your relationships. All of your relationships. There's a sense of nostalgia also about something creative that you do, something that you've lost touch with, something that you've stopped doing. It could be that it was a childhood dream. It could be something that you once loved and you once believed that you could do, but you've stopped believing that it's possible for you anymore because you've had setbacks. We've all had setbacks. Your guides want you to know. I can feel them coming through now and saying setbacks are only feedback. Setbacks are not the opposite of failure. They are a part of, they're not the opposite of success. They are a part of success. Failure is a part of success. Failure is a part of the journey. Every time you fail, it teaches you something new about how to succeed. It teaches you something new about what not to do. It helps you to grow. It helps you to refine what you're doing. And the time for refinement is over for many of you. It's time for many of you to just jump in, to realize that you can do it. You are good enough. You are ready. Stop rehearsing already. Just make it happen. Just get out there and do it. Express yourself. Share your gifts with the world. Share yourself with the world. Your thoughts with the world. Your ideas. Some of you are speakers, teachers, thought leaders, visionaries. And it's time for you to get out there, to step out in front of a group of people and let them know some of your thoughts, some of your ideas about life, about spirituality, about living soulfully, about being happy, about true happiness, how true happiness is found in creative expression and love and being present rather than the acquisition of things and material lifestyles, if you like. It's also about being able to play and enjoy life. This group, you really do not have enough fun at the moment. You need to have more playtime. Making more time for play is going to actually open up prosperity and abundance to you and new exciting opportunities, because pile number 3, if you are not enjoying yourself at some point every day, like just doing something that's just fun and playful, whatever it is, dancing, creating, writing a song, watching some comedy, watching a movie you love, meeting with friends, having a chat, um, you know, just playing around, just going to see a movie, going to the theatre, going to, I don't know, going for a run, but not just on your own, not a punishing run, a fun run with a friend, or a walk in the park, or just hanging out among the trees. If you're not doing something nice every day, something that you find fun, tap dancing, whatever it is, then you will actually lower your vibration, and you cannot just sit in this clenched mindset wondering why you're not manifesting what you really want. And also, the days of your life are just ticking by, they're just going by. And if you want to have a life that's filled with joy, it needs to start now. It needs to start here. It needs to start right in this very moment, because when will you achieve it? How will you know that you've achieved it if you don't know that you're able to let it in? So get into that joy vibration. Whoa, I feel like that was a mic drop moment. So you can wind it back and have a listen to it. I might do that myself, actually. So opening up to play and fun is actually going to raise your vibration up to where it needs to be for you to open up to the prosperity and the abundance and the exciting opportunities that need to come in. I feel that some people in this group, you're holding back on something, and you've been holding back on it for a long time. I feel a general energy of you're holding out here, you're holding back here, that you could suddenly stand up and do something, and everyone would be thinking, wow, where have you been? Why have you not been doing this? Whether it's singing in front of a crowd, whether it's dancing in front of a crowd, whether it's giving a spectacular talk, whether it's doing a mediumship demonstration, whether it's, I don't know, playing your songs in public, whether it's coaching, mentoring, whatever it is, there's something that you're holding back on, and there could be a particular way that you're holding back. So maybe there's a particular opportunity that you keep saying no to. Someone keeps inviting you, hey, come and play here, or hey, come and give a talk here, or hey, come and teach an art class there, and you're just like, oh, I don't know, oh, maybe next month I'll do it, maybe next month I'll do it, and you just don't get around to it. And Spirit are saying, please just take that first step, because nothing is going to change until you take a step towards doing something completely different. Going back to the point at the beginning with clearing the air, it's very different. It's very interesting, rather, that you've got clear the air and you've also got breathe. So I feel with this group, you also might have a situation that helps you to breathe. So it could be that when you express yourself creatively, you feel like you can breathe again, like you've connected with yourself and with who you really, truly are. And you can now relax, you can exhale, you can actually feel good, you can feel centered, and you're holding on to all that creative energy for dear life, and it needs to come through you. Also, if there is a situation in love or in partnerships or in family where you need to clear the air, this could be with someone, or a group of people who just felt really good to your soul, who you felt that you were able to go to another level of inhaling and exhaling around them. Like literally you felt you could breathe around them. You felt you could just be yourself. You felt you could just live in a more authentic and true way. And you're missing that. You're missing that contact, maybe missing that person or that group of people. So it's even more important for you to clear the air. And on that note, let's look at your prospects for love. So group pile number 3, This is for the singles. If you're single, group number 3, and looking single and ready to mingle, this is your message. Right, let's see if we can actually channel the message before I look at the cards. Single and ready to mingle guides. Yeah, okay, thank you. Right, so for this group, I'm being told you need to slow down. You need to take time to smell the roses. And I also feel with this group, so you may have been pushing and pushing and pushing at something, working really hard, or worrying a lot about not working hard enough, or just wanting something to take off in your work life or your career, your ambitions, your dreams and goals. And because of that, you're not seeing the opportunities to connect. Your next opportunity could actually be connected with someone you meet socially, not necessarily a partner, but a friendship collaboration. Maybe you need to slow down and go out for coffee more when that's asked. The opportunity to actually deepen a friendship bond could lead to something, like collaborating, working on something. I know this isn't love, but they're saying generally you're not opening up to all aspects of your life where you could have interesting avenues open up through social events, and also love opportunities opening up through social events, through going out, through doing something that's interesting. It could be that the thing that you're holding back from doing, if it involves actually going out and meeting up with groups of people, you could meet someone there, so the 2 reasons to go to express yourself and go and just be out among people again. So that's your channeled message, group number 3. And your cards, see if the cards agree with that. You've got secrets. Something is hidden from you. Okay, so something is hidden from you, group number 3, and it could be the person that you're supposed to be with. It could be that you are not seeing them because you're not opening up to going out. And so if you slow down, it might be that there's already someone in your environment that you're not seeing. The card also has an extra message, which is not that great. Someone isn't being truthful. So it could be that if you've just started seeing someone, or someone that you're not sure about, you do need to be cautious, you do need to be aware, but also be aware that this world is full of people and full of other possibilities. Someone you wished for is coming into your life. So everyone seems to be getting this message that there's someone coming, everyone who's single, which is great. And find joy in the simple pleasures of just being together. So again, group number 3, you have a strong message of enjoying simple pleasures, slowing down a little bit. And if you do actually meet someone over this coming period, over the next few months or so, make sure that you're making time to be with them, that you're making time to move away from any stresses, any over-ambitious tendencies or workaholic tendencies, and taking time to spend time with someone really lovely. This group, it could be that you have someone in your environment that you've started to kind of connect with, and you're not seeing everything about them just yet that there is to see. So just remain cautious and aware and take things slowly. Okay, and if you are coupled up, if you are with someone, let's see what the message is for you. Okay, channeled message for people who are coupled up. Anything? Right, I just saw rings. So it could be that someone is considering marriage. If you're already married, it could be someone's considering the renewal of vows. It could be that someone's considering an engagement. I'm just seeing rings going on a finger. So it could be that there is a deepening of a connection, of a bond in some way that either leads to a greater commitment or that leads to a recommitment. Okay. Just shuffling to see whether there are any cards now. Ooh, for the coupled up ones. That one's just flipped out. And it says, love's greatest gift is the ability to truly understand one another. I love that card. Isn't that exactly what it's about? Because if we don't understand each other, this is when misunderstandings happen. And this whole thing about needing to clear the air, this could have arisen simply because of a poor communication between you and someone else, because you don't know them well enough to understand what they mean when they say a particular thing, because you're seeing them through your set of filters. They're seeing you through their set of filters, and no one's actually seeing the truth, because there isn't a truth. There are two subjective truths in this situation. So clearing the air for you, if that message applies to a relationship with this group, it really means that this is the time for you to connect with someone on a much deeper level, and to talk, to communicate, so that you can actually increase your and deepen your understanding of each other. That's always a good idea anyway. Did you mean this when you said that? Did you mean this when you said that? Why did you say that? Why did you say this? Did you mean what I thought you meant? Etc. Okay, that's it. Group number 3, pile number 3. My goodness, that was a lovely reading. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you would like to have a personal reading with me, one-to-one, all the links are below. I'm mainly doing recorded readings and sending them out at the moment, but I also work one-to-one over WhatsApp, Zoom, Skype, doing mentoring, coaching, and we can also do a reading that way if that's what you'd prefer. Just message me and ask. You're never going to know until you ask. So I'd look forward to hearing your messages. I look forward to hearing from you always. And please, 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 if you enjoyed that video, share it, this message, this video, 2 messages, whatever. Please share this with someone you think would enjoy it. And yeah, if you'd like to work with me, all the links are below. If you'd like to like the video, comment below, or share the video, that would be wonderful for the channel, and I would really, really, really appreciate it. Until next time, group 3, take care, have a good one, bye.